Honk at you. I'm gonna honk at you until you move. Yeah, you moved. Good job. And oh Jesus! Hey everyone, welcome back to Aliens on Toast Gaming, and welcome back to the Isle. Now I had a revelation last week as I was kind of going through my old uploads, just kind of trying to organize things. I realized that I have never actually played as the majestic stegosaur. So I figured, why the hell not? So we've jumped into Empress's Isle, the semi-realism server, just to test out the stego, just to play as him, because I have not played as him. I don't think I've played as him since he's had the model update, which is a damn long time. And one thing that you guys may also be happy to know is that I am finally starting to familiarize myself with the Region 2 map. It's only taken me, what, an entire year to start doing such. There are dinosaurs over there. That is an aloe. Excellent. Okay, so we are playing semi-realism. It's basically realism, but with, you know, like it's not 100% because we don't really know what dinosaurs were like. Rules are pretty much identical to, you know, any other realism server, with the added fact that you don't have to progress to whatever you're going to. And there is a limited number of apexes allowed on the server at one point. You can't even spawn as a T-Rex or a Giga or a Spino or an Acro, even though the server is sandbox. So yeah, we are playing as a stego today. What I would like to do is I would like to go to the marsh, and I think it is down this way somewhat. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a little bit lost, but I think it is over in that direction. And is it currently sunset or sunrise for us at the moment? I think it's sunrise, which means we should slowly get brighter. And I've only just realized that we have been walking this entire time and not trotting. I'm not going to sprint all the way there because, you know, realism, we would have just lumbered along. But yeah, it definitely seems like it is sunrise. So we should be getting some decent lighting for a change. It's not going to be all night. But I'm excited. I haven't played as a herbivore in so long, and it's been so long since I've played as, like, you know, in a realism setting as a herbivore. I've been carnivores mostly. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to play as a carnivore next time. In fact, I'm very much planning to play as a carnivore next time. It's just that, you know, I've missed playing as the gentle giants. And what could be more gentle or giant than a stegosaur? I mean, maybe, okay. The Kamara probably counts more so because it can't attack, and it's like a giant camel. It's great. But, you know, we're gonna be the lumbering stegosaur. And, you know, just try and survive as realistically as we can. So one thing I was doing the other day was actually going back and having a look at a lot of the old screenshots that I'd grabbed from the Isle, and holy Jesus, this game has improved a lot. I mean, look at that damn sunrise. That is definitely a sunrise too, I figured that out now. I stood for about 5 minutes just watching it rise slightly over the treetops. And we are definitely heading down towards water. I can see it kind of glittering through there. Look at that. Good lord, this is a pretty game. But yeah, one of the things I was looking at the old screenshots I took, because I take as many screenshots as I can for thumbnails, and not all of them make it in. I've got a whole bunch of really, like, artsy looking thumbnails, screenshots, sorry, that just don't work as thumbnails. But, like, looking at some of those, they were good. They were good screenshots, they make the game look good, but just playing it sometimes looks fantastic. Like, the lighting that we've got at the moment, the, like, slight mist in the distance, like, Jesus Christ, this is a pretty game at times. You know, not necessarily, you know, when you're in battle with a Spino or a Carno or something, but, you know, any other time, this game is extremely pretty to look at. I mean, like, look at this, look at the light glittering off the water there, as this majestic herbivore comes down for a drink. And yes, we do need water, so we're gonna drink up, we're gonna fill up, and then we're just probably gonna meander around the swamp for a little while, because, you know, we're a herbivore, and we can meander as much as we want. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's really cool watching the stegosaur's spikes kind of poke up above these long reeds. It reminds me a lot of the velociraptor scene from Jurassic Park of the Lost World, where, you know, the survivors of the Lost World are walking through this giant grass field, and all of a sudden you see these heads parting the grass behind them as they rise up. And it's probably one of my favorite scenes from any movie to date. Not necessarily a Jurassic Park movie, any movie ever. The movie itself was kind of like, you know, it wasn't great. It was a filler movie. It felt like, you know, there didn't need to be a second and they made a second for the sake of making a second. And I hate to be one of those people, but the book was so much better. But yeah, like, that particular scene itself was like, juicy as hell. My favorite scene from any movie. Like, you can tick that off, 100%. So, one thing I'm starting to notice with, well, I guess like all of the herbivores, is that they take an astoundingly long time to actually fill up on food. I mean, like, it is no longer a case of like walking up to a bush, eating it, and then you're pretty much halfway full. It is a case of going to an area of bushes, eating everything in the vicinity, and then thinking, oh, that was a nice snack, on to the next one. I mean, like, even the carnivores at this point kind of take forever to fill up. I was playing as a Utah the other day, and because I was running on empty, eating from a carcass and filling up took about 2 minutes, just constant eating. So, like, you can't just run in, dash in, steal a mouthful, and run away. You've got to dash in, hope there's no one around for a while, and then eat your fill. But it is sounding like there's a lot of activity around here, a lot of aloes by the sounds of it. So I'm not 100% comfortable in the swamp, though it does appear like we have it to ourselves for the moment, and I'm not sure how long that's gonna last. One thing I completely forgot to mention before is that we're playing on the Empress's Isle semi-realism server, and because of that, we have the server skins installed, I guess, like the mod for that. And the skins for this are amazing. They've done such a good job of actually like keeping them in the style of the Isle's skins, and I'll probably do some sort of like review of all of them at some point. And that sounded like a Rex. I don't know if that was an adult Rex or a sub-adult Rex. Either way, I'm not particularly happy that he's in the area. But yeah, I'm loving the skins. They've done such an awesome job on this. And like, I like playing on this when you've got multiple options for dinosaurs, but they're not that different. One of the things that really like kind of annoyed me with some of the old Isle skins, and it like wasn't a massive issue, but like you'd be playing as a Utah, and you know, you're a desert skinned Utah running around in the desert, and then you join up with another Utah and it's the jungle skin, it's this bright green, and then you join up with another Utah and it's this mud brown color, and it's just like everything was so different. But what they've done really nicely with these skins is that they're different, but all very similar to the original, and like they look like they could just be slight genetic variances, and it's quite nice. That sounds like there's an aloe in my swamp. Maybe we should Shrek it up. Maybe we should go say hello and say, get out of my swamp. But then again, we are playing as a Stego, and we're not particularly known for being overly aggressive, so maybe we'll just sit down here and wait it out. It looks like there are 2 aloes in my swamp, which means, you know, we should probably have our guard up a bit more than we have been. It looks like they may have a nest over there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to act kind of aggressively around them so that they don't get any ideas. Hopefully that means they'll leave us alone. No guarantees on that front, but you know, for realism's sake, you know, we got to be on our guard. There seems to be a lot of herbivore and apex carnivore activity from all around us at the moment. Like, you can hear shants roaring. Ooh, this aloe is coming over. Get out of my... What are you doing in the swamp? That was the worst Shrek impression I could have ever hoped to accomplish, but I think it did the job. He's no longer coming after us. Did you just bite at me, bitch? I will bitch slap you with my tail. But yeah, there is a lot of activity going around, which means chances are we're going to run into something that is dangerous and a lot bigger than us at some point. I'm not particularly thrilled about that. I mean, what I would like to do as our Stego, speaking of Stegos, there's another one. One thing I would like to do is actually find another stego and start like a little family. That'd be adorable, having these tiny little spiked stegos running around. Ah, and he's over here! That's awesome! Okay, well we might start making our way over there, see if we can greet our stego friend. Bring them back to our, you know, cozy little swamp and see if we can start up a stego family. That'd be awesome. Ah, he's just over there! I don't know why, but I'm extremely excited to actually, like, nest in dinosaurs again. It has been so long since I've raised any babies. I'm actually kind of hoping that, I think we're on the male skin. So, ah, there it is! So I'm hoping that they're a female, or at least the opposite gender to us. Hey, look at you! Ah! It seems great because that, like, we're both calling out in that friendly fashion, so it's like we're super happy to have a companion. That's amazing. Hello, stego friend! Ah man, come to my swamp, come with me, and I will show you a fun time. Wow, that sounds way seedier and malicious than I intended it to be. We're gonna go back to a swamp, and I'm going to egg them. Ah, here we are, home sweet home, and it's actually gotten kinda spooky now that we're in the swamp. I didn't know that they'd added so many lighting changes to this, but like this kind of misty, dark, and like I feel like I'm in a swamp at the moment. That kind of like somewhat ominous vibe that you get from being in wetlands is really cool, and I'm kind of on edge just because of that. But we seem to have made it here unimpeded. Is the other Allosaurs here still? That's probably something we need to check out. But maybe we should find ourselves a good spot to kind of set up a defensible nest. Because you don't want to have one like just in the reeds, because you're never going to find it again. And there's a good chance that smaller carnivores might be able to find it. So we probably want to nest up on one of these rises. That's what I'm thinking anyway. You know, I may be completely wrong about that. But if we can find one of these kind of raised areas here, we might be able to set up a family, and that would be awesome. Man, I love the sound that the stegos make together. Like, it's just, it warms my heart, and I love their little scaly bodies. Stegos are just cool. Hey bud, you just call it out there. Actually, there was a really good spot for a nest over in that direction, but it is pretty close to those aloes, which could prove a problem. So we might have to see if we can find somewhere else. Somewhere more defensible. So we might just wander around for a bit and see if we can find ourselves a good spot. So this does seem like a kind of good area. We did also happen to pick up a friend along the way, so now we have a good old third stego with us in the back there. But yeah, I'm gonna have a wander around, see if I can find any dangers in the surrounding area. Because this is the one we want to nest on. So we need to just check to make sure there's no small carnivores running around. Because I know that, you know, herras and stuff like to use this area. The aloes look like they're possibly still chilling out here. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not, like, fully aware of where they are at the moment. They were, I think, up at those trees in the distance, but they may not prove an issue whatsoever. So we're just gonna, like, scout around these areas here, see if we can flush out any small carnivores. See if we can start nesting, and see if we can bring in some little baby stegs to join our stegosaur herd over here. That'd be amazing. So it does seem like the coast is pretty clear. We haven't seen anything other than the aloes, which I think there is one still around somewhere, so I'm not 100% sure where. It just seems to be like a nice clear area at the moment, which means we can probably start nesting in pretty soon. I haven't actually, I don't know how the nesting works now. Like, I know that they were talking about needing a male and female counterpart to breeding, but I don't know if that's a thing. If we actually do need to have two of us around, or if like the female can just start a nest and it's fine. I get the impression that the male probably won't be able to start a nest. His eggs would be a little bit, you know, less than good. I would not trust, you know, if I was breeding chickens, I wouldn't trust a rooster's egg to hatch. it would go awry, I would say. Actually, it seems like these aloes have gone. Doesn't look like they're anywhere around here. So maybe they've just up and left. I thought they were nesting because there was the two of them, but I don't know if they are. It looks like they've just abandoned, which means this could be a really good spot for us to go. Oh, nope, I spoke too soon. There is an aloe right there. Hey buddy, how you doing? Let's, okay, we need to realism this up. We need to aggression this guy away, especially if we're going to set up a nest here. So let's just honk at this guy and get him to move his butt somewhere else. Yeah, I'm gonna swing my tail at you, buddy. Are you worried about that? You're not even flinching. You know that you can outrun us by walking away. So, yeah, he's just not bothered. He's just, yeah, whatever. I'll just watch you guys die. Okay, so we have some sad news. The server crashed and the other stegosaur never logged back in. So we are on our own again, which means no babies today. We need to find another mate. However, I did get ridiculously lost, and now I've found myself up at this blood altar. So, you know, since we're here, let us pray to the old stegosaur gods. Oh dear stego-spiked lord, grant me your powers of continuous food and a spiky tail. Let me smite my enemies and eat the greenest of leaves. I thank you. Okay, that should be... Ooh, there is a Spino in the vicinity. I didn't know there were any Spinos online. That's pretty cool. I think we actually walked... We need to walk this way to get back to the swamp. I think. Ooh, there is a stego. Maybe they did log back in, but I don't think it's my stego. That one seems ages away. Well, let's actually try and get some like decent speed up, see if we can go back to the swamp, because we want to just chill out. We want to be able to set up a good family home for any prospective mate. So I'm looking forward to just walking back to the swamp and kind of just defending the swamp as my territory, I guess. Like, we're not particularly aggressive, but we want to be a threat enough to smaller dinosaurs that they're not going to stick around. Like, we're not necessarily going to chase them, but having them think that there's the possibility that they could get in our way and we could remove them from that way means that we're doing good. So if we just kind of like, just patrol this area, get ourselves some lovely food, and just kind of exist in this area constantly, hopefully that means some of the smaller carnivores will leave this area alone. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So we might just actually kind of slow things down and just check out what our environment is like now, because I don't know if there's any carnivores that have moved in. I'm not 100% sure on what the game is right now, but he is hoping that it is an easy area to defend. And Jesus Christ, every time we step back from eating or drinking, I get the feeling that something's running at us from behind, like the 2 steps it takes backwards. Just freaks me out every time. So yeah, where we left it before, there were no carnivores in here. We kind of secured ourselves a nest location. So we're just gonna have to do that same process again. Hopefully with a moderate amount of success this time and less of the server crashing. But, you know, who knows? Anything is possible in this day and age, so maybe we will get absolutely screwed over. Only time will tell. Okay, so we've been here for quite a while now. I think we've done a relatively good job of defending this area from any small carnivores, or even large carnivores. I haven't seen anything in the vicinity of us for quite some time now. Like, it's been pretty lonely, to be honest. And we've been alone for so long that it's now sunset. So, wait a second. We have a Hera! How long have you been chilling out here? What? Get out of my zone, buddy. Leave. Was he trying to bite me or something? Like, what was his scheme there? And where did he go? Where did you go, little dude? So, okay, so now we need to drive off a Hera. Not the most challenging of foes, but, you know, if we did end up starting a nest, that could be a problem for us. So, oh, I see you over there, little guy, moving around in the reeds. Yeah, I'm gonna honk at you. I'm gonna honk at you until you move. Yeah, you moved, good job. And oh Jesus, holy crap. Okay, that is not what I expected to be at the corner of my eye. That is 2 Spinos waiting to ambush me. That would have been a fantastic ambush too if that Hera hadn't ruined it. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is extremely bad news for us. We're not going to be able to outrun these guys. We're going to be absolutely cornered by them. We've got the cliff on one side and teeth on the other. Talk about a rock and a hard place. Okay, so I guess our strategy now is we just need to tail slap the crap out of one of these guys. Oh, they flushed out the Hera too. Okay, well, time to battle it out between 2 apex predators and a single stegosaur, which I think is kind of a one-sided battle. Oh, no, he didn't get a bite on us. Is this guy? Oh, he got a bite, but I think we got a hit on him. So he's bleeding a little bit now. We're bleeding a little bit now, which is bad news for me because we need to try and keep these guys in the range of my tail for as long as possible. Come on, get him. I think we got another hit on him then, but we're on 2 bleed. That is really bad for us. I think this is it. I don't know if we can come back from this. Like, unless they make a major mistake at this point, I think we are screwed. Oh, this is just generally very bad. No, I was swiping the wrong direction. No. Oh man. This is just such a sad end for our majestic Stego. Ah. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we're done. In the sunset we fall to be eaten by 2 of the Isle's top predators. Oh man. Anyway, that was a hell of a fight. That was awesome. But I think that's going to be it for us as a Stego for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode of The Isle. Don't forget to check out the Discord if you get the chance, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!